Hello everyone, welcome to Club Reaction to Rangers 1, Dundee United 1 here on Club at 22, the Rangers podcast. I'm not in a very good mood. I'm Scott Carney, I'm with Alec Pearson.
What I expected today, to be honest. I said you come down the road, Carney. I think I've lost my anger now with Rangers because it's what I've come to expect. But this is what I should expect as a Rangers fan, to be honest.
I'm done. I am absolutely done. I've got not much left to give anymore, to be honest. I can't understand why we are going to continue on with Phil Clement as manager. That's a team of nothing. It's a team of guys running about a pitch.
They don't know what they're doing.
It's a team of guys running about a pitch hoping that something's going to happen, hoping one of the players that are running about is going to do something. We are miles away from it. This is another 2-week break that Clement has had with the team. We've come back and we look even worse. Drawing against Dundee United at home when you're 9 points behind is unacceptable on every level. Even the ones that are wanting to keep their blue tinted glasses on and pretend that Clement is the guy that's going to be the guy that's going to change this, change that, it's going to be the future of us. He isn't. It's clear that he isn't. If we have enough people on the board to make the decision that Niels Coppin gets a wage rise, then we have enough people on the board to decide that Philip Clement should lose his job. I have never been more disconnected with a Rangers team in my entire life. I can't remember feeling like this after going to watch a Rangers game. We're disgustingly bad. And people say, yes, you'll point things that we were improving in the second half. It should not take us having to be better in the second half against a team like Dundee United in order to get something out of the game. That's poor. That's very poor. That's a team that has no idea, a team that has no clue, a team that has no identity, a team that has no shape, no structure, no anything. Clement has failed, and he's failed dramatically, and we're continuing on to let him do it. If he was in any other job, if it was in any other time, any other space of time that we had as Rangers, he would not be the Rangers manager. There's no reason for me that you keep him now. Ali, that was a rant, but I'm sorry, that's how I feel.
You're quite right to have that rant. That's a good Bears. That's a good Bears walk by. I actually feel sorry for the boys singing all game after that performance. I agree with you, Carney. Come on, we've said for I don't know how many weeks in this podcast, the guy's shooting me in the dugout for Rangers. He looks lost for me. I think as a football club, I mean, they're still singing. Christ, how they're still singing is beyond me. But I think as a football club, we're lost at the moment. I think you look in the stands at the moment, I think the fans have given up. Myself as a fan,
even as bad as the weather was today, yes it was, I think the crowd speaks itself really today.
But I just think as a fan sitting there, Carney, myself sitting there, I said to you a couple of weeks ago, I'm quite animated at Ibrox. I've given up on that because I've expected to come what I'm seeing, and what I've seen today again is not a shock for me. We're a team. I think Heart and Hand put a tweet out at half time. A team of individuals, but they don't know what they're doing. I think that kind of sums up for me. I just look at us and go, we're so far away, Carney. It's frightening. It's absolutely frightening how far we are away, especially from our biggest rival Celtic. And for me, it's only going to get worse.
Yeah, and I can't disagree. I'm actually slightly annoyed that Ali's not as animated as I am. I'm probably where Ali was a couple of weeks ago. That's where I am at just now. But
I'm not saying that I'm not angry.
No, I know you are. I know
absolutely,
you are. But you're slightly different than me. I want to set fire to the world, mate. But I think I'm watching the team and I'm going, you're not giving me anything. You're not giving me anything to believe that this is it, that this is going to be the change. This is something that's going to be able to happen. This is something that we're going to be able to get behind. Philip Clement is clueless. I mean, absolutely clueless. I don't understand what he's trying to do. Honestly,
where are we? We're in middle of November now, Carney. He said to us the famous quote, you'll see a better Rangers team will tell now. Do you see at this present point, and we've had 2 international breaks a month ago and today, do you see any style of play, anything from that Rangers team?
I see nothing. I see no change. If anything, it's getting worse. Generally, I mean that. If anything, it's getting worse. We're so bad. We are honestly so bad. And I'm not going to pick out. I don't really want to pick out players, but you've got players like Diomande playing in the 10, not got a clue. The
That's
guy's not
close.
got a Scooby what he's doing, man. He honestly hasn't got a clue. We've got players like Dessers is useless and there's no getting by it. Danilo comes on, makes very little impact. Hadji come on, made a bit of an impact, but I don't think it would be difficult to make an impact in a game full of players that look lost and confused and without heart, without desire, without dig, without professionalism, without anything about us. Rangers are in a sorry state, we really are. And if you don't believe that, I honestly think you've got the blinkers on, I really do, because we are in freefall right now. We are in absolute freefall. Coppin's managed to get himself a wage rise through this kind of shit, and I can't understand it, I really can't. Clement should be sacked tonight. There is no excuse for him not to be. If you had any false little bit of belief that you thought Rangers were going to do something this season, today should have told you everything you're going to need to see. This is only going to get worse. This isn't going to get better. We are going to get our arse handed to us at Hampden. There's absolutely zero doubt in that for me. We're going to get embarrassed. We're going to get embarrassed in Europe. We're going to drop more points in the league, and we're just meant to accept that this is happening. And like I said to you as we come into the pub, my biggest fear right now is that mediocrity throughout the club is becoming an acceptance, and I'm never going to be able to accept that. But right now I feel like it's beginning to soak into an element of the support. This cannot happen. It can't be allowed to happen. I don't give a flying monkeys who needs to make the change that needs to happen. Someday, somewhere within the board, we've all paid our money, we all do our bit. You have to make the decision now and make the change, because we're in a shit show of a state of a football club right now, and today is the perfect evidence of it. We are in a bad way. Sorry, again, another rant, Alistair.
Today's a series of what we've seen for weeks, months, let's be honest about it. But we've called about Clement for I don't know how long, that he shouldn't be in a dugout, he should have been relieved of his duties. For me, he should have went after Kilmarnock. That was the final nail in the coffin for me. We've been beaten off Aberdeen, obviously. Today we've dropped points. We've not been convincing all season at home, at Ibrox and at Hampden. I know where it's going to go, Carney. We know where it's going to go. We've got a few home games left, or a few league games, before we hit the cup final. We've got a couple of away games. I predict we'll drop somewhere there. I mean, the league's done. I mean, it was done. It was done weeks ago, and I mean, we all know deep in our hearts it was done weeks and weeks ago. Today is the final coffin, and this is even before Celtic kick a ball. They can play Clock 8 tonight. They'll go and scalp Hearts tonight. There you go. But I predict we'll drop more points in the league before now in the 15th. And I predict for me go to the cup final, Carney. As I said a few weeks ago with Ross and Club Deck Corner, we'll either get scalped, or it'll be a hard luck score and we'll get beat. I don't expect anything from this Rangers team. There's nothing in them for me. I think we're weak mentally, physically, in the park.
Tactically, like structurally,
we don't look coached.
We don't look coached.
They know what they're doing in the park, off the park. I mean, that's another sideshow for me. But I just think it's going way back, Carney. It's going way back.
I actually couldn't agree more. I just think we're all at sea. I really do think we're all at sea. I don't think there's anything about this Rangers team. Come on, I seen on social media before we came out and done this video as we took a well-deserved drink of our pint after watching what we did watch. That's the second half is much more that he wants to see from this team. To draw against Dundee United? You think is acceptable? You think it's acceptable? No. It's done for me. I hope the club act. I really do hope the club act. My fear is that they won't, and my fear is that we have paid a lot of money this season to sit and watch mediocrity for the rest of the season, because I don't know where it is or what's going to happen in terms of the leadership within the squad of how they make this change. But we're in a sorry state. Ali, for this thankless task, mate, I thank you.
I know it has to come down to someone that says me and you, Carney, who's in these post matches, but I'm not shocked. I'm standing here again, not shocked. I've lost the anger. It's what we are.
Which I really hate.
No, no. It's what we are at this present point in football, and I hate saying it. But I think you can see in the stands. I think you can see in the fans.
You can feel it in Ibrox.
You can feel it. The fans know there's nothing in this team. We all know. We've known for weeks and months. There's nothing in this team. They have to act, and I know they won't act, Carney. Come on, for me, has to go tonight. I said this weeks and weeks and weeks ago, and we're further down the line. Look where they are. he won't go. He'll be in the job and he'll take Rangers against Nice, I predict.
Yeah, lead us to a disaster. Honestly, that's the way that it goes just now. I've got nothing really to add of positivity, and we'll get slated again as we always do for being negative. But if you're happy with that, fucking honestly, my hat goes off to you, because it's not even close to where I expect a Rangers team to be. Drawn against Dundee United, when you're 9 points clear, you might get away with it. When you're 9 points behind, there is no excuse. Literally none. Not even a single excuse that's going to see you by. Clement, again, I agree with Ali. Clement should be removed from his job tonight. Unfortunately, I don't think we've got the board members or the balls as a football club to make the right decision. I don't know where this leaves us, and I don't know what happens next, but I'm not looking forward to it, I'll tell you that for sure. Thank you for tuning in. If you liked it, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, because we'll always be honest and we'll always bring our opinions, no matter what's happening. But right now, I feel very disengaged with my club, and it's a worrying place to be. We are Club at 22 The Rangers podcast. Cheers everybody.